Hello guys, this is Tatwir Chess Academy on our third day of the seminar, FIDE International Organizer Seminar. Today will be a long day, so let us be concentrating. The international organizer and FIDE lecturer, Mr. Mahdi Abdurrahim, will start in a few seconds.
Please, Ubay, give me a share.
Okay. Okay, you have it. You are a host now.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, good evening, everybody. Depend of the time of your country. And today, third day for our lecture of the IO seminar. Yesterday, I spoke about the important thing about the bidding, how to organize and how to select the tournament which you needed from the FIDE calendar, and there are systems. So I try to continue today with the bidding and so on until finish today my lecture. And after that, we're going to talk about the online and hybrid chess regulation. Then we have the official FIDE competition. Any country, any organizer who's belong to the FIDE or under umbrella of FIDE can select one of this official event, and by sending the application bidding form sent to the FIDE, and FIDE the shell will check, FIDE council will check the all bidding, and there is schedule, there is time for submitting a bidding, and even for the select the best bidding, and then the organizer or federation, national federation can organize this official event. So if the official FIDE competition, we have FIDE World Juniors under 20 championships. We have FIDE World Youth under 14, 16, 18 championship. Then we have FIDE World Children under 8, 10, and 12 championship. FIDE World Schools under 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. When I talk about this type of events, I mean both for girl and for open. This is for both. And FIDE World Youth under 16 Chess Olympiad. This is the team competition. And we have FIDE World Seniors over the 50 and over the 65 championship, and FIDE World Amateur under 2000, because before it was under 2, 3, now became under 2000 championship. FIDE World Cities Championships. Then we have competition, the FIDE World Team Championship over the 50 and over the 65. And this is all you can find in the FIDE calendar, www.fide.com/calendar, and all events you can find there. Then I spoke about the bids deposit, the bids procedure, fees, and the form. So the bids procedure is all bids should be submitted by the due to day and sealed envelope. So if I want to organize any such as event, FIDE official events, I have to go for the bid. There's the form. I have entered all information about this event, and your facility will give for the participation, delegation, and so on. Then you keep this all in the all documents with a sealed in the envelope, and even the bid fees by check, or you can transfer money direct to the FIDE account and send it to the secretary the post by post. This is the address of FIDE, and even you can send copy to by email. with the effective of 1st January 2012, the following timelines lines shall be observed. From 31st of March is deadline for biddings. So the bids can you submit before 31 of March every year, and then 30 June, completion of the inspection visit. So FIDE, after the federation or organizer send for bids after they got successful, and the FIDE will send their technician to inspect and see the tournament hall, see the accommodation, transportation, everything. Then in 31st of August is deadline for submission of evaluation report. This is technical. They will send the report to the FIDE office. Maybe same event, 2 or 3 countries want to organize, but in this case, the report will be shows the facility which we give each country. 31st of October, General Assembly of FIDE Council, they award successful bids to the country. Then all bids must be accompanied with the bid fee. So we have 2,000 euro for World Youth. If we want to organize World Youth, we have to pay. This is bids fee. This is not refundable. You pay for the FIDE 2,000 euro, for World Juniors 1,000 euros, then 500 euros or other FIDE competition. This is for bidding. The bidding different from the deposit. The bidding fees is not refundable, while deposit fees is refundable after the success of the event. Bid fees are not refundable. Bid fees should be paid the latest by the 8th March. So by 8th of March of year, you have to send to the bank account of the FIDE or to be included in the bid envelope. So you have 2 choices: by check, keep it in the envelope with the other documents, sent to the FIDE office, or even by transfer money to FIDE bank account. And this is all deposit fees. This deposit fees go to the FIDE. This is refundable. Once you organize the event and event was succeed, not only organize, but be successful, nothing, no problem, the money will come back to your account. For example, if you want to organize FIDE Congress or General Assembly, you have to pay 1,000 euros to FIDE. If you want to organize council meeting, FIDE council meeting, 5,000 euros. If for team championship, 10,000 euros. For World Youth under 8, 10, 12 championship, 30,000 euro. For juniors under 20 team championship, you have to pay 500 euro. And for World Seniors Championship, 10,000 euro. For World Rapid Championship, 10,000 euro. For World Amateur Championship, 5,000 euro. For World School, we have under 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17 championship, 10,000 euro. And we have for World Youth, which is team competition, under 16 Chess Olympiad, 10,000 euro. For World Youth under 14, 16, and 18 championship is 30,000 euros. Each category 10,000 euro. For World Juniors under 20 championship, 10,000 euro. If you can see from this schedule, and we have World School, which start from odd number 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17, while and for the others, for the World Youth without school, start from 8, 10, which is the even number. And even they divided the youth. Before, youth was from 8 until 18. Now they divide 2 parts, from 8 to 12, then from 14 to 18. Deposit fee with effective from the January 1st, 2013, a bid for any competition from 2015 onwards shall include the name of the licensed international organizer. This means you cannot organize any official event until you got your license. You have a title IO not enough, but you have a license of IO organizer. For that, you can organize. Before 2015 was you can organize even without license. Inspection visit shall be made by an event inspector and nominated by the presidential board meeting of FIDE council. The FIDE council is sent 2 or 3 members to go the country which needs to going to organize the event. They go and check the tournament hall, check the equipment, check the hotel, check the transportation, the distance between the airport to hotel to tournament hall, and so on. And then the event inspector shall be a member of the presidential board or events commission. Ideally, they shall be chosen from the same content as possible. So if we have, for example, the tournament will organize in Asian, must we send some people belong to Asia, member of the FIDE council and member of the events commission. If in Africa depend of countries, this means we have to reduce the amount of transportation, ticket, other things. So for that, FIDE shall be choose from the same continent of the bidder. Then we have the cost of inspections, visit, travel, and per diem shall be covered by the FIDE. So if FIDE select 2 or 3 members to go to inspect, so for that, FIDE will cover. They will cover costs for these people, 2 or 3 people, travel, which is air ticket, all if the pocket money they covered by FIDE. While accommodation will be by the bidder or by the organizer. The bidder shall be responsible for hosting the with this 2 3 people, infection people, with a double room. So here they have condition, not single. If they want to be in the single room, they have to pay the difference in the room rate. Here they will be in double room and meals for the duration of the not more than 2 working days. So they accommodate by the organizer only 2 days. If they go 1 day before or 1 day later travel, so in this case extra nights they have to pay by themselves. Then they are responsible for submitting evaluation report to the General Assembly of FIDE Council. Deposit fees shall be paid the latest 2 months after the official notification that FIDE event granted to the National Federation. Okay, I went for the bid, I win the bid, so now it's clear I am going to organize this event. Okay, after they got approval from FIDE, then you have at least 2 months to send fees. Otherwise, the FIDE can give to other country or other bidder. So deposit fees can be paid to the FIDE bank account or by a bank grantee sent to the FIDE. So in this case, when the event has been successfully, the important has been successfully concluded. Otherwise, the bids cannot refundable. So if successfully, the deposit fee shall be credited to the account of the organizing federation. This is the condition, must be successful. Sometimes during the event, they have some problem, maybe problem with transportation, the participation people coming by their own taxi, by all transportation, maybe organizers not provide good transportation for them, for the players, or maybe the food was awful, not good food. Every day the players and team captain, they're eating by themselves in another restaurant. For this case, mean that it was not successful, concluded for that FIDE will not return money back, or maybe return half or some amount. At least 6 months before the beginning of the competition, the organizing federation shall send the draft regulation to FIDE Events Commission. So I want to organize, for example, October 1st, World Championship for under 20, junior under 20. Then from October, we have from 1st of April, I have to send this invitation, and the 6 months before, just 6 months before, draft of regulation to FIDE. And the regulations mention about the all things about time control, about the prize money, tie-break system, about and the regulatory laws of chess, and about the round, how many rounds, 11 rounds, or 10 or 9 rounds, even about if there is time delay or not, and if agreement of draw, it's 30 moves or not. So all details must be in this draft, and FIDE Commission, they will check according to the article and FIDE handbook. If something missing, they add, updating, then they send back to the organizer to correct. So after approval by the FIDE Events Commission and appointment of the FIDE technical director and the chief arbiter, the regulation will be published and sent to a national federation. So we send to all national federation at least 5 months before the beginning of the competition. This means 6 months before we start the event, we send draft to the FIDE Events Commission. FIDE Events Commission, within 1 month, they have to send back to the organizer and the publish this regulation. Copies of the invitation must be sent to the continent president. Okay, so in this case, the organizing committee shall endeavor to facilitate participants who may require visas. Maybe some need visas, some not need visa. As in European country together, they are not, in Schengen countries, Schengen Federation cannot, no need visa. But some Indians, for example, World Olympic Chess Championship in India, some European need, some not need visa. Some people from Asia needs, some not needs from America, and so for that, they have to mention in the regulation also the period, how long need to issue the visa. Or maybe they mention last time for visa, you have submit your passport copy and clear personal photo 2 months before start the game. So they mentioned 2 months. So any delay is responsible of the federation who wants to participate in the Chess Olympiad. So the participants are obliged to stay in the official hotel appointed by the organizing committee. Okay, this is cannot change. It's obligate. So if you, for example, you went to the hotel, you find this hotel is not good. Maybe the room is not a good room, or maybe the furniture is bad, maybe toilet, maybe. In this case, no, I want to change the hotel. I will go to other hotel. Okay, in this case, if you go to other hotel, they are not responsible for you. They cannot provide transportation for you because you're not in the official hotel. So anything happen, accident cannot delay for you to start the game, because it's your mistake, your responsibility, you out of the official hotels. And at least 3 months before the beginning of the competition, a federation shall register its intention to the participate with the organizing committee. So organizer committee, they create website link. So in this link application, all participant can register and by team names and other. So even this is important to register, and there will be deadline for registration. After the deadline of registration, it's not acceptable to add any name, maybe exception when FIDE president or organizer committee chairman or organizer committee if accept, but in this case you have to pay some money, the penalty for late registration. This is the preliminary registration and should indicate the number of players and other participants. So if you register by 4 players and the registration closed, then you cannot add more players. So if the team consists of 4 players with 1 reserve, so you register only 4 players without any reserve. After registration closed, you decide to add reserve player, that maybe the organizer not accept for that. At least 2 months before the beginning of the competition, the participating federation shall submit its final registration of participants. So now, as you see, we have before, at least 3 months before beginning of the competition, a federation shall register, before register. So you have 1 month to change, for example, the name or order of the team. If the team consists of 4 players, you have number 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 months before, you can send the final. This is the fixed name. So cannot 1 to come number 2 or 2 to 1 and so on. So at least 2 months before the beginning of the competition, the participating federation shall submit its final registration. So this is the final. After final, you cannot change or add any players. Each federation can register up to 1/3 of the total participants of the competition, championship. Then we have the birth of the player must be given and must correspond with the birth date given in his passport, because we have different categories and depend on what is mentioned in the passport, because passport only, this is the we can say we trust this will be accurate date mentioned in the passport. Don't go to FIDE website, because the FIDE website many mistakes of date of birth. So always you as a chief arbiter, when they send the list of players, especially under categories, you have to check, you call for and ask for the passport. So check the passport, the date of birth. Don't follow the chess Swiss manager, because Swiss manager is taking the dates from the FIDE. From the FIDE, maybe wrong date. For that, you have go for the passport copy. All travel documents must also be submitted if visa are required. If the visa are required, you have to send your passport copy, clear copy, and with your photo and any other requirement from the organizer. The organizing committee be responsible for late submission and application for visa. So there is a deadline. If you be late, they are not responsible. This is your responsible. You have to solve this problem. You have to issue by yourself. Late registration after the closing date, 2 times of stipulated entry fee. So if the late registration, if the organizer accept to register, but after deadline, in this case, you have to pay twice. If the registration fee 100 euro, you have to pay 200 euros. Withdraw after submission of the registration, 2 times of stipulated entry fees, and 1 night hotel expenses. So if you register, then after registration, you decide to withdraw, not pay. In this case, you have to pay, first of all, money, And same thing, they will charge you for one night hotel. I don't know how much one night hotel, maybe 500 or maybe 100 euro or dollars, 200, depend on rate of hotel for one night. They charge you, give plenty. If you have member of federation more than 5, 6, so for each one you have to pay charge for one night. And no show after registration, 2 times of stipulated entry fee and 2 nights hotel expenses. So now tournament to start, you not show up. Nobody knows what happened to this team or individual player. So in this case, you have to pay 2 times of entry fee and 2 nights for hotel. Maybe someone of you ask why I have to pay for hotel, because the organizer, they already booked the room in the hotel according to registration. So we know from UAE 10 players. So in this case, they booked 5 double room for UAE, but UAE in first round is not show up. For that, they are not with the draw, but not show up. We don't know they're playing or not. In this case, they have to pay 2 times entry fees, and they charge them 2 nights, two nights, okay, depending on the rate of hotel. But who's withdraw before start the game? So the guys, the federation already inform organizer, okay, sorry, I have withdraw. In this case, he has to pay only for one night. Then we have if a player or team registers late and withdraw or does not appear, the federation will be charged the higher penalty, okay? The organizer must send to FIDE the list of participants 1 week after the registration deadline. So if the deadline was 1st July, so by 8th July, must the organizer send the list of the participants name to the FIDE. This is final. The organizer shall be fined net 5,000 euro for failing to do so. So even we have some fees. The organizer shall be responsible to publish the list of the participants on the website. So 2 months before, after deadline finish, 1 week, they send to the FIDE. After 1 week, when the FIDE sent to the FIDE, now they can publish on the website. After they got green line from FIDE, it's okay. Now they can publish on their FIDE website. Based on the penalty fees received, FIDE shall complement the appropriate amount to the organizer. Hotels cancellation, okay. I book already hotel. I have accompany people with me, and okay, maybe the organizer accommodate teams, 5 members, but other extra accompany people must pay by the National Federation. So hotels cancellation policy should be referred in the official invitation. Even in the invitation must even mention about the list of the official hotel belong to the organizer, and other hotel, it's not official, but organizer can give some discount, good rate, it's up to the team. And in this case, even has to mention in the official invitation and mention about list of the hotels, the distance, the hotel from hotel to the tournament hall, and the price for each hotel, how much price. Otherwise, the above cancellation rules are valid. Then, now we have a schedule system and rate of play. There shall be no more than 2 days where 2 rounds may be played. There shall be at least 1 free day. Okay, when I talk about this article, this point, we talking about the such as individual event. But if we talk about the chess Olympiad, and chess Olympiad, every time we have 1 round and we have 1 break, one one free day between. So if we talk about the individual championship, for example, World Junior, World Youth, other. So in this case, we have only maximum 2 days can play 2 rounds, cannot play more than 3 days, 2 rounds. So if, for example, if we have 9 rounds, we can play first round 1 round, second day 2 rounds, third day 1 round, fourth day 2 rounds, then until end 1 round, 1 round, 1. Always we keep last 2 days 1 round. Don't make last day 2 rounds. And for that, only allow 2 days to be 2 rounds for this official FIDE championship. But some countries, they have their own tournament. They make every day two rounds. This is okay, no problem. But I am talking now about the official events. There shall be a minimum of 9 rounds Swiss. So minimum 9 rounds Swiss, maybe go for 10 or 11 rounds. I remember chess Olympiad start with 14 rounds, then make 12, 11 rounds. Now it's fixed to the 11 rounds. There shall be minimum of 9 rounds Swiss. The time limit shall be those approved by the General Assembly. So even in our invitation must be mentioned about rounds. How many rounds we're going to play in this event? And as I say, even if there is agreement of draw after 30 moves or not, or if there is time delay, 30 minutes, half an hour, so to mention in this regulation. Then we have financial regulation. All players shall be required to pay entry fees to FIDE as stipulated by the FIDE financial regulation. All players, and maybe players pay by themselves, or maybe federation is covered for the player participation. All players and accompanying person may be required to pay a registration fee to the organizing committee, and this shall be not more than 100 euro per person. So cannot be an emirate 100 euro, in other country 200 euro or 150 euro. This is fixed, cannot be more than 100 euro per person. So maybe some organizers said give a facility free of charge, so no need to pay 100 euro. The registration fee is to include the cost for the airport transfers and accreditation card, daily bulletin, and certificates. So 100 euro for each player or each participant. This is included your transportation from, for example, from airport to hotel to tournament hall, and even cover accreditation card, daily bulletin, and certificate. So this 100 not entry fee for registration. Registration entry fee is different from 100 euro for these facilities. And the traveling costs of all participants must be paid by themselves or by their national federations. So they have two choices. Maybe federation cannot cover my expenses. For in this case, I have to pay myself. For players who are hosted or have qualified with the personal right, the organizing committee shall provide free board and loading roaming at the instruction of the organizer. So maybe they give him single room, maybe they give him double room from the official day of arrival to the official day of departure. For example, if we have tournament from 1st January until 10 January, the arrival day may be 31st of June. So from 31st of June until departure day, they accommodate you. Then any extra, if you come earlier or late travel, so you have to pay the extra nights. The category of the hotel shall be similar to those of which non-hosted players would be playing for. So if I give invitation for private for the 10 players, must be same condition to give to other. Cannot give one player in a 5-star hotel, one for 3-star hotel, and for 4-star hotel, because they are playing, for example, round robin. They select the players, invite the players privately. So in this case, must be shall be the hotel similar to those which non-hosted. For example, one will be in the country living, one grandmaster, and in this case they have accommodate all together. By the registration deadline, the organizing committee can ask a maximum prepayment of the 50% for the participants' accommodation and the rest. This always happen during Chess Olympiad, when they announce in the organizer website for registration, and they ask to transfer 50% of amount of participants. So I have, for example, 4 extra company people. So in this case, I have 50% of total amount I have to transfer before start the event to the organizers. So to be sure that the people coming. Otherwise, if you send 50% and you didn't travel or withdraw from event, maybe this is not refundable. Maybe keeping the for organizer, because organizer already book the hotels for you. I don't know how many rooms can deduct from this amount. Other than players who are hosted, all other players and participants shall be responsible for their own board and loading. So, okay, maybe some organizers said, okay, I invite you to attend our event, will be free of charge, no need to pay for registration fees, and I will accommodate you in a single room or double room with full board, but I cannot cover your air ticket. Or otherwise, maybe said, okay, I will cover your air ticket and I will give you only $500. So the accommodation by yourself, you have to pay your accommodation. So depend of the regulation of the invitation, which mention about the host player. The organizing committee shall offer, in this case, response and favorably by priced accommodation. So we have accommodation and for daily accommodation. In this case, maybe you no need to pay money for your accommodation because you invited. If you invited, so no need to pay. But if they have invitation you got, for example, they could give you, as I said, air ticket and $500. So here in this case, you have to pay for your accommodation. From the duration of the arrival and until departure, the organizing committee shall ensure the participants against accident and the need of the medical service. So here must be medication. They give free medication for the participants. This means if happens something during the tournaments, they can medicate you and give you service free. But if you come from your home and already you have broken arm or leg or something, you have a disease, so they cannot cover because you come with you this disease. The organizing committee shall not be responsible for what happened. The organizing committee shall not be responsible for medical service needed for the treatment of the commission, chronic or other which already exist before the arriving at the competition. And then we have technical official. This is technical official FIDE will send to inspect in the organizer when they want to organized, the technical officials are recommended by the events commission. So only events commission, they recommend one person represent the event commission to go and check in consultation with the FIDE training committee. So even FIDE sometimes send one or two with a technical to go and check everything. The technical official shall be the FIDE technical delegate. So who will be technical official? The technical official is the technical delegate, the chief arbiter, and the deputy arbiters, and 3 members of the appeals committee. This calling a technical official in the event. Then the organizing committee shall be responsible for the travel expenses of the FIDE appointed technical officials. Any technical official, for example, in the oncoming chess Olympiad, okay, there will be the official FIDE president, deputy FIDE president, chief arbiter, 2 deputy chief arbiter, and sectors arbiter, 12 sector arbiters. Then we have media officer, press officer, we have fair play officer with 2 members, appeals committee chairman with 2 members. This all calling office official, technical official, and the organizer, they're responsible for them to cover all their accommodation, transportation, food, everything. So they shall be provide free board and lodging. They shall be paid a stipend in accordance with the financial guidelines for the technical official. Here depend who will pay, FIDE will pay, or organizer will pay. Depend of the contract between organizer and FIDE. Technical official, the FIDE technical delegate shall be responsible to ensure that the organizing committee adhere strictly to both the general condition and the regulations. So you have to check if the organizer following the FIDE handbook for organizing events, they check all article point by point according to FIDE, then they have some mark for each point, and then they send their report, which are specific to the computation. The chief arbiter shall be appointed after consultation with the organizing federation. But now the FIDE president, Mr. Arkady, his authority, he wants to he can select the chief arbiter and the official arbiter, such as deputy chief arbiter and sector arbiter. Other arbiters, match arbiter, that the authority of the FIDE Arbiters Commission. The organizing federation shall appoint as many assistant arbiter as is considered necessary. For example, in the chess Olympiad, FIDE Arbiters Commission, they appoint about 180 arbiters, match arbiter, while the organizer, maybe they appoint 100 or more, because in chess Olympiad, we have more than 20 countries, and each 20 countries times 2 for open and women. So this means 200 match every day. So we need 200 match arbiter. So we need 200 match arbiter for chess Olympiad. The appeals committee shall comprise 3 members and 2 reserve, on the whom may be the FIDE technical delegate. In the event that the technical meeting appoint the appeals committee, there should be an addition to reserve. So the important to have 2 reserve members, and in this case, no member shall take part in a decision affected a player of his own federation. For that, if we find in the case was about the federation which the member of peers belong to this federation, so we replace and change with the reserve member to attend and take decision. Okay, now I have to go for the break. I'll give you break and come back within 10 minutes. Okay, see you, Mr. Rubai.
Okay.
Okay,
Then we will get back, guys, after 10 minutes. And if there are any questions, then after the break.
okay, thank you very much.